Please someone tell me what the hell is going on.
Packers are moving on. Aaron Rodgers has done it again.
Rossi Posse Packer Nation, welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you're not to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am your host, Tom Grossi, and boy, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. I originally was going to have a different video up this week. However, I have not had power for the past week, so that was fun due to 2 nor'easters which came in and knocked my power out last Friday, and then got it back on Tuesday night, was very excited, and then lost it again on Wednesday and just got it back last night. So, with that being said, because no one cares about my well-being, holy crap, man, the NFL is a-buzzing today, and the Packers are involved. So, according to Ian Rappaport, Damarious Randall, the cornerback from the Green Bay Packers, is being traded to the Browns. What? Who saw this coming? I mean, we just did a video on the top 8 targets that the Packers should target in the draft or the free agency. My number 1 was cornerback, and we just got rid of a starting cornerback. But that's not all, because we traded Damarious Randall for their quarterback DeShone Kizer, a guy who I would like to say won them a couple of games last year, but they didn't because they went 0-16. So, in addition, they're going to swap 4th and 5th round picks, which means the Packers get the number 1 pick in the 4th round and the 5th round. Let's break this down here, and let's break this trade down. And by the way, the Browns fans, like, you gotta be pretty damn happy right now. You also, for a 3rd round pick, got Tyrod Taylor. That's not too bad, and it continues to have the Bills are going to have all the picks in the world. And you also got Jarvis Landry, who you're also going to be trading a few picks away for. We'll see how much of a price you're going to be paying for that one, because I can tell that it's gonna cost you. So right now, I mean, I might get a phone call right now from the Browns that I'm getting traded, but I would tell them no, because I like teams that at least win a game. Was that too harsh? I feel like it was too harsh. But, I mean, like, looking at the way that the Browns are wheeling and dealing now, they're definitely going to win at least 1 game next year. So, let's talk about what we just did. I feel like let's talk about DeShone Kizer first, because I feel like he's the easiest person to tackle here, because he got sacked a lot too. But DeShone Kizer, I'm not going to bash him. Obviously didn't win a game. His stats weren't amazing, but he was also pretty competent. I think that he will make a good backup quarterback. I think he has more potential than Brett Hundley. I think he definitely has more arm strength than Brett Hundley. And so I don't mind the fact that we got him, because it fulfills a need. It fulfills number 8 on my list of a backup quarterback. Not a veteran, but someone who has at least started multiple games. And I feel like he could be developed into a good backup QB. So that's the good thing here. I like the 4th and 5th round swaps. You know, we are now picking at the top of the 4th and 5th round, which we know that we can get amazing players like David Bakhtiari. So those are all good things. And now let me just get this out of the way. No trades are official because they can't be made until March 14th at 4 p.m. Now let's talk about Damarious Randall. We talked about him in our last video, right? And so Randall here, good old Randall. In 3 years, he's had 10 interceptions, 144 tackles. We've been on him on this show. Lots of Packer fans have been on Damarious Randall. Had an attitude problem this year. He basically quit on the team and walked out and went to the locker room. He got benched. So Damarious Randall, not the greatest player in the world, especially considering we picked him in the 1st round a few years ago. But this was a pretty shocking move, because when Damarious Randall played well, when he wasn't getting beat, he looked pretty good. And so he's a starting cornerback, and as I identified that was our number 1 need, I'm very confused as to why we would give him up. Now, again, I am not in the Green Bay Packers front office. That is also, an open invitation to the Green Bay Packers if you would like me to be in your front office. And so there's a couple things of why I'm not going to freak out about Randall going there. One, we've already seen him play multiple seasons. We've seen him play 3 seasons. He hasn't produced a whole lot. we're constantly calling him out for blowing coverages, for not playing the game well, not having a great attitude. And so I think when you bring a guy in like Mike Pettin, who has obviously seen what Damarious Randall could do, has seen the tape, I think he just doesn't fit what the Packers defense is trying to do. I think that Randall was a result of a Dom Capers defense. Didn't work out. I don't know how, again, like it pains me a little bit that we just gave away a first round pick here, or a former first round pick for DeShone Kizer. But at the same time, the only thing that I can see is biting us is that if he becomes like an all-star player, that would really bother me a lot. But we gave him 3 years. I guess for the Packers, he didn't produce as much as they wanted to. And so because of that, he is now going to the Browns. And so that's, yikes. All right, that's that, I guess. I don't really see the Packers really winning out on this trade, but, what's the worst that could happen? He just becomes a Pro Bowler and I cry some more. But that being said, I think this opens up the opportunity to talk about what the Packers are going to do, because I know that they need cornerbacks. You know they need cornerbacks. They know they need cornerbacks. And so because of that, things start to get a little bit interesting. Does this kind of indicate that the Packers are definitely going to be signing a free agent who is a big-time cornerback? So one of the guys, someone from the Rams that we've identified, could it be Richard Sherman who was released today? Very curious on how you feel about that. A lot of people are thinking like he's going to go to the Patriots, or, he's not even going to visit the Packers. I think it's a possibility. And while I have hated on Richard Sherman in the past, boy, oh boy, that would be awesome for him to be a Packer if he's able to play at that same Pro Bowl caliber level. And so I would not be surprised that in 5 days we hear that the Packers make some huge cornerback signings, because right now we have Rollins back there. We obviously have Kevin King. And listen, for everyone getting on my back that I forgot about him in the last thing, you're 100% correct. I did forget about him. But he really didn't play too many games. He looked good for what he did play, but he was also out. So cut me a little bit of slack here. So we have Rollins, we have King, we have Devon House, we have Hawkins, we have Pipkins. We really need to get a couple good cornerbacks in there. So a Richard Sherman-esque guy, someone in another guy from free agency, or we are definitely going to be utilizing that first round pick on a cornerback. And who knows, maybe we'll be trading up. Because the Packers are I know they're getting a late round comp pick for Randall, which doesn't do us anything. But who knows, the Packers might come out swinging for this draft, and I kind of really hope that they do. So our cornerbacks our backfield just got even weaker. We got to a backup quarterback, but I hope this is indicative that the Packers, one, they know what they're doing, but two, that we're really going to sign some big names next week, which I'm very much looking forward to. I think everyone's looking forward to free agency because we got that free agency fever. Now, in addition, between the Browns getting everybody in the world, you also had a former Packers backfielder, Mr. Sam Shields, gets signed by the Rams. Now, Sam Shields will always hold a special place in my heart. He is a phenomenal player. I love him, and I know that some of you will be upset that he signed with the Rams and the Packers didn't pick him up. But he had to leave the Packers, obviously, and stop playing the game because of concussion reasons. And I worry about him so much. And this is not just as a football player, but as a person, because I feel like one more concussion and he's done. And I don't blame the Packers for not picking up again, because I think he's just way too big of a health risk. And I don't want that on my conscience to see a player be permanently injured. And so because of that, I'm not gonna cry over Sam Shields. I'm just gonna wish the guy well. Like, I hope he plays well in St. Louis, and I hope he has a long career, and I hope he has a long life after the NFL as well. But a big news that came out this week for the free agency is defensive end Muhammad Wilkerson met with the Packers. Was very excited about that. I was very excited about that. The meeting went well. He's going to be moving on probably to New Orleans. He's going to visit a couple other teams, but the Packers are still in the running. While I would love for there to have been a report that he was going to sign with the Packers, this is not necessarily the end of the world, because he could just turn around next week and sign with them. But I mentioned that we needed a defensive end. Again, we needed to shore up that defense. We needed to get a pass rusher in there. And Muhammad Wilkerson could definitely fill that need. So what I'm looking forward to next week is finally ending some of this and finally ending the whole sitting back of the Green Bay Packers. And again, just coming out of the gate swinging. And I really think I will be shocked if we don't sign a cornerback next week. And so with that being said, I'll be here and I'll be recording some podcasts as soon as that news breaks, as always. So I'm curious to see what you think. Have you been traded to the Browns? Please let me know down in the comments if you have. How do you feel about getting DeShone Kizer? How do you feel about getting rid of Damarious Randall? How would you feel about Richard Sherman being on the team after he was a dirty seabird? Let me know about that. But let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about it. And boy, oh boy, this is a crazy day in the NFL. Also, Odell Beckham Jr., apparently there's a video out there of him holding a blunt with a woman in bed who looks like she's snorting cocaine. That's a thing. So have fun with that. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on the Twitter. Check out Tom Grossi Comedy at Patreon. Always appreciate it. There's some really cool rewards for you guys for supporting the show. Again, I always appreciate that. You can find me also at Packcast, Packast. We're on the YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. We do multiple shows per week during the regular season, and we interview fans from the opposing team. But thank you so much for watching. It's been a crazy day, and it's only going to get crazier next week, folks. So buckle in. This ride ain't over yet. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.